Hey everyone, welcome to Five Wolves Comics. So today we're going to be doing 5 fire comics and 5 cold comics. So comics I believe to be hot, like, good specs, good prospects, something that looks like a good read, and then 5 cold ones, meaning just no interest, cold book, not something that looks interesting, or maybe was interesting at one time but not interesting anymore. So those are the differentiations that I wanted to make on this. So let's get started right away. And I'm first going to review or talk about Miles Morales Spider-Man. I think that's going to be a hit as my 5th pick for the hottest comic. And that is going to have, one of the reasons I like it is, for one, it's a really good book, and I really like it better than The Amazing Spider-Man right now. And Taskmaster is going to be in this straight from, what other book? Oh, Black Widow. He was in Black Widow, now he's coming to this. And Black Widow is really well done now. So I just feel like the writing and, the guest appearance is going to be great for this. So this is written by Ahmed and the artist Christopher Allen, and this is going to be $3.99. Oh, and there's another cover to it. I'm not sure who does it, but man, you got to wear sunglasses for this other cover. It's really cool looking, and he is in full pose. I don't know what you'd say, an iconic pose, but it's pretty neat, and the cover is just so eye-catching. So now we're going on to a cold comic that I don't like. It just looks whack. The cover is horrible, and it's Black Manta. I just don't like the mix of green and the pink on that one, and Chuck Brown just kind of lost me. The first one even wasn't that great, and when villains have their own comic, I don't know. When Taskmaster had his, they made him too goofy, and I think Taskmaster should be a badass, and they made him goofy. And in this one, Black Manta's not as goofy, but I just don't buy it. It doesn't come off as believable. So after that first one, I was like, nah, I'm not doing this anymore. The next one you probably heard about is The Thing. So that one, even the cover says the next big thing. So I think it's been the 80s since The Thing's had its own comic. And this one looks really good. There's supposed to be like a love appearance for Ben in this one. There may be some other new characters. Artwork is Tom Riley, and it is written by Walter Mosley. So I feel like this should be a hit. And the first cover, not a huge fan of it, but the second cover is fire. It looks like Dr. Doom's hat or head that he's holding. It's just a great cover. I hope it's not a ratio variant, just because we don't get those at our store. But yeah, it looks really great. So now we'll move on to Cold. I believe crossover is Cold, which stinks because I really like Donny Cates, and he was great in Venom. But this cover is whack. It's just an ugly cover. And, I like having the writers included in it. And it just seemed like a love homage to comics and writing. And the first, 3 were good. And then it started to fall off. And, one of the writers, I guess, died in the last issue. And so now everyone's like, who's going to die now? And I don't know. It's just kind of lost me. It just kind of seems all jumbled now. But there is a second cover by John Gallagher. Again, not sure if this is a ratio variant or not. I have some really cool Transformers covers by him. You got to check those out. Look up John Gallagher Transformers. They're freaking awesome. Soundwave's on one of them. But this cover is cool looking, really busy. Not his best work, in my opinion, but I like it. It's definitely vastly better than the first cover. For a hot one, this is definitely a spec book and been talked about. Venom 1. It's going to have Ram V and Al Ewing from Immortal Hulk on it. Looks exciting. The first, it's a good jumping on point, especially if you watch the movie Venom and you don't know that much about him. This is a great place to start. And this will be an ongoing series, so no, not limited as far as we know. I mean, I suppose it depends how popular it is. The first cover, I like it. Not a huge fan of it, but I included another cover in here, but I'm not sure of the artist. It's definitely not like John Romita or Delato or even like Sinkowitz or Huck Lee even. I don't know who it is. I just know it's not those guys. But it looks cool. I'm guessing this is probably a ratio variant, maybe like a 1 in 200. So I don't think I'll get my hands on it, but it looks really cool. I definitely like it. For Dud, we're going with with Robin and Batman. It's not even Batman and Robin, it's Robin and Batman. And as if there's not a ton of adjacent comic books like this. There's so much Batman and Robin right now. So much Batman, so much Gotham, so much Batverse stuff right now. It's just overly saturated. This is only a 3-issue series. Yes, it's cool, it's Jeff Lemire, but I mean, when it starts to get hot, it's going to be over. I don't know, though I don't want to pay $6 for this story that's 40 pages. I think I'll pass, especially Dick Grayson. I don't know, way oversaturated. Not something, hey, if you like it, cool, check it out. It's not something I'm going to do at all. And the next one is kind of the all or nothing guess. It could go hot. It could be really bad. Is this We All Bet on Black on this one? I don't know. But it's called Phenom X. So this is about Max Gomez, a Hispanic superhero, which is cool. Just there's not a lot. And he gets experimented on, the old cliche, Wolverine kind of went through that. But it gives him shape-shifting abilities, and he learns a new freedom and how to survive and help people in New York City. So I like New York. It just seems like a neighborhood Spider-Man type vibe, like not global, not one of these large, massive DC events, something smaller, something, in your own neighborhood. It's $6.99, so not thrilled with the price. It depends on how big the comic is. I'm not sure how many pages it is, but it is written by John Leguizamo, who is very smart. I've heard his podcast. He's an amazing actor, one of my favorite actors. The artist is Chris Ballista, I believe. Chris Ballista, not the wrestler. But so some other Hispanic talent on this art as an artist, and it just looks fun. It looks like something different, and like I said, it could go either way. This could be bargain bin material, or with John's ties to Hollywood, I mean, it could be the next big property. It could be, you just know this. The sky's the limit. I'm going to be buying it for sure, but it's a big what if on this one. The next one, Pennyworth, would probably be one of the worst looking ones. I mean, it's about the butler. The cover is bad. It's just part of his hand. Not a good cover. Alfred, he's trying to survive. I mean, there's no mystery. There's no, I don't know, it's $3.99, 32 pages. So at least it's not high price, I guess. But definitely does not seem very hot or exciting to me. Definitely not hot because, there's snow all around. So Scott Bryan Wilson, I'm going to pass on this one. And then for my big spec of the 5, What's the Furthest Place from Here, issue 1. Now, this is post-apocalyptic, which there's a lot. I know, I get that. It's about gangs, people willing to risk their lives for survival. It just seems fun. I feel like it'll be a good story. I mean, it's Tyler Boss is doing it, who wrote 4 Kids Walk Into a Bank, and that's been optioned. And if you go back to that time, I believe it was like 2016, every single comic book worker that had like their own list on there, like, we recommend this, 4 Kids Walk Into a Bank was on it. So he is a great writer, award-winning. This thing has legs. It's $4.99, but it's 60 pages, so you get your value in there. So what's the furthest place from here? I feel like that's going to be the hot book. I may be wrong. I may be right. I don't know. It looks good, though. The cover's not super interesting, but the second cover is cool. It looks like the Beastie Boys cover when they're looking at you, and those things look creepy. I think this is just going to be a fun ride. And, Matthew Rosenberg and Tyler Boss artists. I think Bendis has a cover on it. Jenny Friesen. I don't know if that's Jenny Friesen who did the one, but there also is a John Gallagher variant where you see her like with a pitchfork or a sledgehammer about to knock that pig dude out. So this is like chaos. It looks exciting. And for my last spec book that's not part of this is just something I recommend. I'm telling you out there to get because I believe this will be fire is the Hamilton Comics Saban Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Yes, this cover is ugly. Yes, it looks old, but this is the first appearance of the Power Rangers in comics, and I know there's movies that are going to be coming out and a series that's also going to be coming out, and they hired a guy a few months back who's going to be like the Kevin Feige of the Power Rangers world, so everything will tie into each other. I feel like this could be big, and this comic is only going to go up, especially since it is the first appearance of the Power Rangers, and it's not even like a mainstream carrier. So, hey, I've given you a high five. You know, definitely be good to yourself and be good to others, and check out my Tuesday movie reviews that I go see a movie on Tuesday with my friends, and I also have haul videos, and I plan on reviewing some more YouTube content creator pages. So, I mean, there's got to be something in there you like. I'm still waiting for my first follower. Maybe you could be it if you watch this. And have a good night.